Hello and welcome to my celebration of life. Obviously, if we're celebrating my life, I must be dead. I'm making this video in my living room, which most of you've never been in my living room. My house is filled with mirrors, and not because I want to see myself all the time, but because I'm now living in an apartment at the time this was made, and it makes things seem a little larger. Anyway, today that I'm making this prior to my death is October the 6th, maybe October the 7th, 2025. And I have asked Howard Oles to maybe be in charge of his day today. You know why I asked Howard? Well, in case you're here and you don't know him, Howard is the most fun person I think I've ever met. And I want this to be not a funeral type situation, but a happy occasion. Because after all, I am hopefully in heaven. Which means, girls, I no longer have to worry about fixing my hair. This is my own hair. I never have to worry about putting on makeup or gluing my eyelashes or watching what I eat. And you know, I sing a song with Howard and with Tommy that says, I want a perfect body. Well, girls, I have it right here in heaven. And you know, since of that cremation event, I now have a smoking hot body. But so much for that. Today you're going to be learning a little bit about me, not that it matters. And if you just happen to come in and you're not accustomed to seeing me, then my name is Joy Renk, R-E-N-K. I was born in Tennessee, in Jackson, Tennessee. You know, where the song was written about June and Johnny. Let me try it again. And I could make this over, but this is just me talking. The song Jackson, sung by Johnny Cash and June Carter. That's where I was born. But my formative years were in a little bitty town called Parsons, Tennessee. And I lived there till I started to college. I went to the University of Tennessee. I graduated with 2 master's degrees when I was 21. At that time, I was the youngest person to ever graduate from that huge university with 2 master's degrees. My parents were so proud. I was married 3 times. Each one of them is dead. I didn't kill any of them. The thought did cross my mind for one of them, but I didn't kill any of them. And I gave birth to the most wonderful son that's ever been born on this earth. And his name is Dustin Leo Veazey. My father's name was Leo. My father always wanted a son, and I was that son. A lot of times he referred to me as John. I went fishing with him. I watched football with him. I was the son he wanted. Anyway, I gave birth to Dustin on October the 8th, 1976. So, Dustin, I'm telling your age. Dustin has a beautiful wife named Karen. I could not have looked this whole universe over and found somebody that I love more for my son than Karen. And they have 5 children, and they live in Tennessee. I also gave birth to a daughter, but I have not seen this daughter in years. We are estranged. Actually, she divorced me on Facebook many, many years ago, and I've tried to work things out. I couldn't. So sometimes you have to let things go that is just bringing you down. So I hope she's doing well or whatever she's doing. And she has 2 children. And just by looking on Facebook, I know that I have some great grandchildren, but they're probably not here. I have a sister named Georgia. She lives in Jacksonville. And I haven't seen her in years. That's my own choice, too, and my own fault. Anyway, that's my family. And I have done many things in my life, some good, some bad. I used to work a lot with the homeless. I was the supervisor over the feeding the homeless in Volusia County before I married my last husband, whose last name was Renk. And that's what brought me here to Ormond Beach. So it's been a good life. And I wasn't ready to go. No one ever is. But hey, you can't beat the accommodations. Anyway, I want you to enjoy today. You're going to hear some people sing, probably some people talk. I don't know if you'll have food or not. I'm not there. But if you do enjoy it, I want you to enjoy this day. You know, I met David in 2021. We've been together since that time. We've had some good times and some bad times, but overall, we've had good times. And you're going to be seeing some videos today. David and I went through a period of time that we made videos, and it all started with the fact of Morgan and Morgan on TV. It seemed like when we first met, every time you turned on TV, it was either Dan Newland or Morgan and Morgan, and David made a video. I don't know if I'm going to show that today or not. I can't remember. I think I am. But anyway, someone said, Joy, why don't you make a video too? So I became this character, Tallulah Marsh. Tallulah was someone who had a show on PBS, and she had about 4 or 5 followers. And she just did the daily, up-to-the-minute news of public interest. And what is so funny is that we were eating one time in a restaurant in Flagler, and a woman came up to me, and I said, would you mind if I video you for my show? It's the Tallulah Marsh show. And she said, I watch that all the time. Of course, it was a fictitious show. But I interviewed her and I videoed it. Anyway, so you're going to see some of those videos because it's fun times that we had. And to those of you who are here, I want to tell you that I love most of you. I hope you have a good time. And I want to thank you, Howard, for doing this. I love you guys. Thank you to AmVets. Great group of people. And sit back. Enjoy this next however long it is. Love you.